Something good is about to happen. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, something good is about to happen.
In the basement of this North Etobicoke apartment, Pastor James Robinson ministers to a small flock of mainly Jamaicans. Nearly 13% of the population in the area are Jamaican, while across the Greater Toronto area as a whole, roughly 150,000 Jamaicans make up 3.2% of the total.
And then left to come to school here. And you know, the old story, you come, you get married, you get kids, and the rest of it is history.
I mean, I left Jamaica actually in '62, the 1st of September, right after independence, right after. And so I was coming to some place where I felt comfortable with the language, comfortable with the sort of the political, yeah, the political ethos, the way things happen. And I thought, well, I'd come and go to university. I had one friend here, and so I said, I'm coming, and I came, and I've been here since.
One of the way out of Jamaica, for many of us who today is currently in abroad, is way of farm working. After reaching Toronto, Canada, I worked on a farm, finished my assignment, then I came to Toronto.
I came to Canada first in 1987 to study at Ryerson Polytechnical Institute at the time, and now it's called Ryerson University. I came in 1987 and I left in 1991. I did radio and television arts. I came back in 2001 and I've been here ever since.
At 12 years old, my parents decided that's what it was going to be, you know. So I wasn't enthusiastic about coming at that time because my life was in Jamaica.
The principal owner of this nice store. I'm here now for since 1977, so that would make it what now, 27 years.
Some of the earliest arrivals in Canada from Jamaica went to Halifax, Nova Scotia, where they had been deported in 1776 for rebelling against slavery. Today's voluntary immigrants, like those early forced settlers, are merely seeking a better life. Many of the migrants are from Kingston, the largest English-speaking capital in the Caribbean. Others come from rural agricultural areas. They are not intimidated by their new physical environment. The culture shock is in a different area.
There's nothing that could have prepared me for Canada in 2001. Nothing. Maybe I was a bit naive. Maybe I had not done enough research, although I think that's not really the case. But nothing could have prepared me for what I call the systemic discrimination that is here right now in Canada as it relates to people of visible minority.
New immigrants arrive with a sense of optimism even as they experience some anxiety about their new home. But we hear too often that internationally trained individuals face barriers in their attempts to work in their professions or trade.
It seems to me the Caribbean, their new export industry is skilled workers, right? So that's what's happening, is all this wealth of skill and information, knowledge and whatever is leaving there because they've been given the impression that they're wanted here. They get here and then the reality sets in. And
Paul Barnett worked for many years in Bay Street's financial sector before starting his own business in Mississauga in 1990. He also worked on youth education programs through the Alliance of Jamaican Alumni Associations.
There's a segment which seems to be moving ahead, but I think that there is a segment that those that have come up here in the last 5 years, 5, 7 years, probably even 10 years, I think that when I sit down and talk with them, I think they are behind the 8 ball. They would have been better off economically in Jamaica.
Recent immigrants are 2 to 3 times more likely than those born in Canada to experience low income, regardless of sex, level of education, family type, or province of residence. Furthermore, recent immigrants who experience low income for at least 1 year were more likely than other Canadians to experience it repeatedly, that is 3 or more years.
There's a lot of plenty, there's a lot of opportunity. I have able to go on to school and further my educational standards and all these things. And during this time, 2 years later on, I began to become more involved in the community with my people, one-on-one, after seeing so many things that have been happening in this black community, in the sense of injustices.
We moved from a well-established neighborhood, big house, you know, father, grandmother, relatives, to a small apartment with just my mom. So all that sense of community that I felt as a child in Jamaica, relatively speaking, was no longer there.
There is a sense of isolation in a way, because in the Caribbean, if you have 2 jobs, you know that you have people looking after your kids, but that's not always possible here. But you still need to have the 2 jobs to provide for your family, so the children are left a lot more on their own. And of course that also leads to peer pressure, to the young people getting into trouble.
At the time they reach the teenage years, they are somewhat disillusioned. Whether it is because of what they hear at home or because of what they meet in the schools, they are not sure that there is a place for them. To sum it up in one word, they don't think that there's any hope. There's really no hope. That's how they perceive life in Canada. I don't know if it would have been different for them in Jamaica.